Hello, and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 7th grade concept of circumference and area of circles. This is standard 7.9b in the great state of Texas, and we're using item number 37 of the 2023 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we have a circle, radius of 4.5, and we need to find the circumference. Well, let's draw a visual real quick just so we can have something to reference. So I'm going to attempt to draw a nice circle. It's not going to be perfect, so let's just pretend it is circular. So we know we have a center point here, right? And there's really just a few things that we think about when we're talking about a circle, right? So the first part is the radius. The radius is a straight line that goes from the center to the outside, right? And we're going to call that radius. It's abbreviation when we're talking about any type of formula. It's just going to be R, right? And so we know this is 4.5 centimeters. Now the thing with the radius is, since it's a perfect circle, if you take that center point, you could take that radius and you could make it go straight up. You can make it go to the side. You can make it go down to the bottom. It's going to be that same distance, that same 4.5, right? So sometimes we also have a diameter. And so let me draw that, and I'll kind of draw it starting from this other section right here, right? And this is going to be our diameter. And we'll abbreviate that with D. So it goes through the center point, but from one side to the other side completely. And then the other measurement we really focus on is the circumference. So the circumference is the outside. Think of it like the perimeter of a circle. I always kind of think like that section right there almost looks like the word fence. I mean, it's ference, but it's almost like a fence which goes around the outside of your yard, right? So the circumference is kind of like the perimeter. It goes all the way around the outside. Sometimes we'll do with area, but most of us kind of get area, right? Area is still going to be that middle part of that interior, right? Still dealing with square units, so it always ends up being a decimal because it's kind of hard to get perfect squares out of there, but that would be our area. So we're not dealing with that right now. What we are dealing with is we're looking for the circumference. So we're looking for this green measurement right here. So let's go ahead, take a look at our reference materials. What does it tell us about circumference? All right, circumference is 2 pi r or pi d, right? You see that? That's that third line down. Now, we could do either one because of the relationship between a radius and a diameter. Okay, so the circumference equals 2 pi r, or 2, or we can say that, let me see, pi times the diameter. Now, how can you see, obviously pi is the same here, so you'll notice that 2r equals the diameter. And that's really something we can see here, because if you take a look at that radius, right? That radius, if you were to take a radius right here, it would be from this part to that part. And then if you move that radius down here, it would be from this part to this part. So basically you double the radius. So sometimes they'll give you the radius, they want you to find the diameter. Just double the radius, you get your diameter. But we don't need to, because they have given us the radius. So it's 2 pi r. So that means my circumference is going to be 2. My pi, right, is going to be 3.14. I believe they have that on our reference materials, right? Look down at the very bottom. Pi is equivalent to about 3.14. It's actually an irrational number that never stops. So 2 times this 3.14, and then times my radius, which is going to be 4.5. So let's go ahead and double that 4.5. Let's make that 3.14 times 9. All right, we'll just multiply this out. So that's going to be 36, that's 9, that's 12, that's 27, that's 28, 2 digits behind the decimal. So about 28.26 centimeters. My answer is B.